Okay, following data represents the muzzle velocity of rounds fired from this gun. For each round, two measurements of velocity were recorded using two different measuring devices. So this is paired data. You can see that, right? So observation 1 from A machine and from B machine. Why are these matched paired data? The same round was fired in every trial. All the measurements came from the rounds fired with the same gun. Two measurements are taken by the same instrument. Two measurements A and B are taken on the same round. That's what it is. So two measurements are taken for each round. That's what they said. Read the sentence here. For each round, two measurements are taken. So that should be the correct option. Is there a difference? So here is the question. This is your test. Is there a difference in measurements? So there are two measurements going on. The question is mu1 different than mu2? So that means we can write that difference is not equal to 0. If difference is mu1 minus mu2, our alternate hypothesis is this. So null hypothesis is mu d is equal to 0. That's always equal then type. So if the difference is a minus b, null hypothesis is equal to 0. And this is not equal to 0. So we are just testing that they are different or not. So here we are going to type 0. Okay. Determine the test statistic. Now you can do this on your TI calculator by putting this first list in L1 and the second list in L2. But I wanted to show you on StatCrunch how to do it. So when you open StatCrunch, here is your data. This first column is just the number of observations. The main observations are in A and B column. So you go to StatCrunch, go to T-Stats. This data is paired data, so select that. You need to select the column A for the first sample, column B for the second sample, and our null hypothesis is the difference is 0. Alternate hypothesis is not equal to 0, and you press compute. So here is our test statistic. So let's enter that. Test statistic is negative 1.11 because it's asking two digits, and p value is this number here, 0.0318. So we need to round it to three digits, 319. What's your conclusion? Alpha is 0.01. That's what they're asking, right? And p value is way more than that. That means we are gonna not reject h naught. If we are not rejecting h naught, we are rejecting the alternate hypothesis. So there is not sufficient evidence at this level to conclude that there is difference. So that means we are rejecting the alternate hypothesis. Now they're also asking us to construct a 99% confidence interval about the population mean differences. So for the confidence interval, you just need to do this. When you run the paired t-test, everything else we did similarly. We want the confidence interval for the differences. Here at the end of this, you have the hypothesis here. After the hypothesis, you just need to select the confidence interval for the mu d, and we are saying 99%, so you need to correct that to whatever you want. And let's just calculate that. Here is the confidence interval. The lower limit is negative 9.9, two decimal places 98, and the upper limit is 5.68 to the two decimal places. This is it, and I'm just rounding it to the second digit. What does it interpret? So let's write it down here. Our confidence interval is coming from negative 9.98 to 5.68. So if you see on the number line, these two values, negative 9.998 and somewhere there is 5.68, and obviously 0 is coming in between, right? So what does that mean? If we are saying we are 99% confident that the mean difference in the measurement lie in the interval found above, or one can be 99% confidence the measurement difference is 0. That's not what we are saying. We are just saying that this difference is lying between those two values. Okay, now since 0 is contained in there, that means we are not rejecting null hypothesis. So 0 is in the interval clearly, right? So that means we are not rejecting null hypothesis. And if you remember, that's what we said way before: do not reject null hypothesis, because of from the confidence interval point of view also, 0 is in there, so we are not rejecting the null hypothesis. Okay, that is it for question number 4.